What's a realistic biological trait humans didn't get during evolution that would have made our daily lives easier today? Regrow teeth. Prehensile tails would be nice. Only ovulating 1 or 2 a year would be a fucking dream come true. Better regenerative abilities. Many animals can regenerate like it's an anime. Starfish, plane ryans, lizards, and shit can regenerate entire limbs and some of them even organs. Why can't we? Better backs and better musculoskeletal structure in general. No more back pain. Edit. I shattered parts of my spine which led to my back pain. This applies to everyone with back pain, but for those leaving articles below, it's from a physical injury. THX for your advice on posture though. I know posture is the main cause for most. Craving healthy foods. A sense of smell like a dog. We didn't got the almost no cancer of the naked mole rat. I'm honestly kind of surprised more animals didn't evolve to have bony plates or shells over most of our body. We're honestly pretty vulnerable to physical injuries. Retractable claws. Night vision. More durable skeletal and muscular setup for walking upright. How many of us have back and foot pain? To have tetrachromatic sight, you could see into the UV spectrum, more colors/clarity and the growth stripes on people's skin. I don't know the proper name for it, saw it on a documentary. Estrous cycles instead of menstruation. One of those rectums that doesn't need cleanup after defecation. The ability to synthesize vitamin C internal testicles. Limb and organ regeneration. Variable pigmentation in response to sun exposure, before you get tanned/burned. Continuously regrowing eye lenses to prevent cataracts. Continuous tooth growth. Being naturally swole, see bald chimpanzees. Deification to defecation. Not our daily lives, but the ability to generate our own vitamin C. Most other animals have it. The ability to see ultraviolet. This is actually something most mammals can see. Pretty much the only ones that can't see it are humans and a couple of the great apes. So when your cat or dog is staring at an empty wall, they likely can see something there you can't, because they can see wavelengths of light we can't. Sure, there's a lot of things we wish we had gotten, but there's a whole slew of things that we did get that are pretty sweet. We're ridiculously adaptive to changing weather. So many other animals have evolved to find ways to avoid weather shifts, through hibernation, or migration, or just not living where massive temperature shifts happen. Humans don't give a shit. We grumble about it being cold and trudge about our daily lives like we didn't get handed an evolutionary golden ticket. You know else we adapt to really well? Food. We don't have those same dietary restrictions that other species have, where they have to eat either plants or animals, and even then certain things will just straight up kill other creatures. Not humans. We eat whatever's in front of us, plant, animal, minerals. Hell, we eat what I can only assume is some form of plastic whenever we take medicine. Our stomachs just don't give a fuck. Speaking of not giving a fuck, you know what else we're really fucking good at? Adapting how we actually get our food. Humans have an insane amount of stamina compared to prey creatures, and early humans, and some indigenous tribes today, figured out how to hunt things by just walking at them for a while. Most prey animals use massive bursts of energy to flee from predators, but aren't equipped to flee from the goddamn terminator of the food chain. And then, When we get bored, we figured out how to make food come to us, how to grow crops, and made up the ability to communicate and record ideas to teach to future generations. Humans are a hyper-adaptive, unstoppable juggernaut of intellect and innovation when it comes to survival. As far as evolution goes, I think we got out just fine. But a prehensile penis is apparently a thing some other species have. Makes you think. A built-in pocket. Oh, wait. Different and separate pathways for air and food. Horses, and other creatures have it, why don't we? I would prefer to have my pooper in my foot rather than right next to my vagina, thank you very much. The ability to zoom in your vision. Honestly, the more I learn about human biology, the more amazed I am at just how freakishly effective our build is. We can eat damn near anything. We might have to process it, but anything that isn't immediately toxic to us can usually be made edible. And we're so freakishly resistant to toxins that that's also a very short list. We have no natural weapons, because we can make anything into a weapon. A human with a stick is more dangerous than almost any other predator on the planet. We can throw. We're literally the only species on the planet that can reliably throw. Other great apes and monkeys can kinda lob stuff, and you have other species with ranged weapons like the archerfish that spits water to drown bugs, but any human can sling a fist-sized object a dozen meters with pretty decent accuracy. Make it a pointy stick or add some leverage like a sling and we can kill most prey animals before they're even aware of us. We're one of the few persistence hunters on the planet. And most of the other ones were selectively bred to be that way, some dog breeds, for example. It's something you only develop if you're the apex predator for a very long portion of your evolutionary history. Our bodies are designed with mounting points. We can mount things on our shoulders or hips to carry them. Great for carrying your children or your possessions with you. And that's just for starters. It's unsurprising that our ancestors would have thought they were favored by the gods. We really did get the deck stacked heavily in our favor. Neoblasts. These are stem cells that are in planarian worms. A planarian worm's regeneration is so effective that it can regrow from a single neoblast and it will retain its memories, even though these are very simple, worm memories. It can regenerate every part of its body. Spinal cord has been cut, just wait a week and you'll be good as new. You've been decapitated, don't worry, you'll grow a new head. And #X200B. Also, they can be resurrected by injecting a single neoblast to the freshly killed corpse. It will make the worm go back to life. And #X200B. If such regenerative capabilities were to be in humans, recovery from surgeries would have been much shorter and less painful. Wings. That would be F#% at \$ and awesome. Not eating / drinking and breathing through the same hole. No period. In most mammals the body reabsorbs the placental lining rather than expelling it. We're a miserable outlier in that regard. 2 stomachs. I need more room for snacks and chalky milk. Being able to pull a spreadsheet from my ass when the boss asks me for it. A salt gland. It's used by a lot of marine life to make seawater safe to consume. It filters out the salt, leaving the water drinkable. Just imagine the benefits to human civilization if we didn't have to worry about being tethered to fresh supplies of drinking water. On the downside, The salt gland of marine turtles is located in their skulls, so they constantly look as though they're crying. The alternative is to take the approach of a lot of shark species, and to shove it up your butt. Neither one is a great look. I could really go for a 2-week-long lifespan. A secondary eyelid that is transparent for underwater. Think about, never worry about water goggles, and also possible shield during chemistry class. Immunity to common diseases. I mean, how often does your dog have a cold or the flu? Practically never. Shark teeth. Lose one, another one comes right over. Ability to not choke on foods. Denser bones, thicker skin and denser muscle mass. Just think, no more broken bones or painful paper cuts, more durable humans. Downside, we wouldn't float as well. Using half your brain at a time to never sleep like dolphins, the amount of time we could gain. The ability to be active and willing to go be healthy. Could do with better mental health. I guess it wasn't evolution's priority, between starvation, and running from saber-toothed tigers, to make us feel good too. But today it would sure come in handy. Common sense. A few new major arteries in the brain that all connect, so when one gets blocked during a stroke, blood flow can continue and the stroke doesn't actually happen so severely, if at all. Total recall. We store everything to the smallest detail but can only recall a limited amount. Wolverine claws. Regrowing limbs. How badass would it be to rip your arm off before a fight like a crab just to duck with people? The ability to be able to see and breathe underwater. This thread has shown me that a very large number of respondents to it really don't have a basic understanding of how evolution works. Gills. To tell body language if someone is lying or not without years of studying. The ability to walk a few minutes after birth like almost every other mammal on this planet. Photosynthesis. Choosing which information to forget and keep. This will be very useful for exams and getting rid of annoying catchy songs. A bladder-like arrangement to hold menstrual blood. Being able to act autonomously while sleeping would be nice, like a secondary brain that works while the main brain sleeps. I actually saw a video about this the other day. All mammals, including humans, need 20 proteins to function properly. Most mammals can produce the proteins themselves, but somewhere along the way, humans lost the ability to make 9 of these proteins, meaning we have to get them from our diet. Our bodies still have all the tools to make them, we just lack the appropriate section in our genome to give instructions. The ability to just fall asleep until we're no longer depressed or anxious. If you could choose if you get pregnant or not and choose when you nut, would save a lot of problems also named children by some. The ability to consciously control your immune system when you want to would help a lot of people with allergies. The ability to fall asleep on command. 2 words. Transient anus. Gills, wings, 360-degree vision, and a second set of hand limbs, possibly as part of the wings, like bats. Fingernail-like scales over our whole body to prevent abrasions. Also, I think we could do without our toe digits, armpit hair, appendix, tonsils, and it would have been much better to have thumbs in place of pinky fingers. A second set of knees that bend the other way so that we could walk backwards just as easily, also so we could operate our legs like a scissor lift. That would be one disgusting creature. Wings or gills? I'd be fine with either. I guess gills come with a shit ton of predators. Wings, definitely wings. Not the band, not the show. These. Universal language. Like, I'm assuming an animal from the US and the same species of animal from France would understand each other. Right? Not being an historian, and therefore this is coming from a very limited knowledge base, it feels like there was a small amount of humans at the very beginning who communicated with each other, but as the population grew and began to spread across the planet, our language completely differed from one region to the next. I dunno, could be totally off, but I'm sticking by my answer. I'd love for us all to share one common language so we could understand each other. Pale Aussie girl here, why does our skin type get sunburned? Come on, surely we should evolve past sunburn. Would love to be able to hang out the washing without having to apply sunscreen or end up a lobster. I would love the ability to shut my ears the way you can shut your eyes. Lots of times I just want silence. There's this theory we evolved from fish, and if it's true, I wish we could have kept our gills so we can breathe underwater. You know how cats' eyes glow in the dark? We are one of the only primates, if not the only primate, that doesn't have those. Having them would dramatically increase our night vision. Have fun stumping your foot when you get a late night snack. Our neurons being able to multiply like our other cells. Night vision. Proper bipedal legs. Breathing strictly through our nose so the tubes we breathe through and the one we eat through aren't connected. Say goodbye to all choking deaths. Hibernation. Actual eyes in the back of our heads. Asexual reproduction. The ability to make vitamin C. We lost it recently, evolutionarily speaking. Conscious control of energy storage. Infrared vision to know who dealt it every time. Photosynthesis. Paying for food sucks. The ability to be happy without so much damn difficulty. Not having our breathing and digestive systems separated. Death by choking is something nature cursed us with. Penis bones. I wish my coccyx was bigger. A metabolic rate we can control based off how much we eat, no more getting to Chucky during winter. Tails. Although weird on upright beings, they would help in balancing a lot. And save lives. Can be also used as an extensive hand. Look cool as well. Maybe baby teeth should last until you are 12 before falling out. That way you can get through a decade of kids not taking care of their teeth. Also, the trauma of losing teeth at 12 would really make you realize how important they are and how awful it is to be missing teeth. This might not be part of this, but fun fact. Humans can only 10% of their muscle mass. Surprised I haven't seen this one yet. The enzyme that allows us to digest cellulose. Gorillas are as strong as they are because they can digest cellulose from plants. We lost that enzyme. And cellulose is hugely nutritious. Could solve the hunger and malnutrition problems at the same time. We used to have basically hands for feet. Now we have weak little pads that can't grab shit. Retractable penis. Echolocation. Night vision if we didn't get echolocation. Unihemispherical sleeping. Regeneration. I mean, retractable claws would be pretty dope. Like the sticky gecko fingertips would be nice. My genetic teacher says. Humans got mutation in MYH16 gene, which codes for jaw muscles and is present in apes. Just imagine what would it be like when we had that gene, means several muscles and big canines, and we smile with that face. To be able to use our eyes to open portals to the punch dimension, which we can maybe channel through ruby quartz eyewear to create precise concussive blasts. For demolition or whatever. Wings. This one doesn't affect me personally, but eyes that work consistently. Being cold-blooded can save a lot of energy. Not being the only animal that has to wipe every single time. Not having our breathing hole and our food hole be the same hole. A breathing tube that isn't in the same place as an eating tube, so we couldn't choke. Having a separate passage for air and one for food so we don't ever have to worry about choking. Sexual organs not where you also defecate from. Breathing hole separate from eating hole, like dolphins or whales. I wish I could do photosynthesis, and grow my own papayas and stuff. My human evolution professor spent 15 minutes one lecture complaining about how he believes that the external testes and scrotum were a big design flaw. I think he's right, but what do I know about testes? Chapped lips. Like, damn it man. A stronger neck. If something happens to your neck, no more moving, and sometimes you just die. You accidentally fell off a ladder and landed on your neck in a weird angle, you dead. Not having a period/cramps because your body is disappointed in not having a baby. Separate tubes for eating and breathing. Ability to grow teeth with no issue. Closing ears. Prehensile toes/tails would have been cool. Kinda bummed that we lost the prehensile toes in favor of the long distance walking. I rarely walk long distances now, but I would definitely be all about having dexterous toes. Imagine sitting on the couch playing video games with your feet while also eating with your hands, or some other awesome multitasking. I feel like there have been a lot of posts like this on r/AskReddit lately.